those of you that are based in Grange Gorman, you would be associated to the local enterprise office Dublin City, okay, which is based in the county council offices, which are in Civic Quay, or in civic offices on Wood Quay, Dublin 8. Now, there is 31 local enterprise offices, all dotted throughout the country. There's 4 in Dublin, so there's Fingal, associated with Fingal County Council, the Leary Rathdown, and South Dublin. Okay, so whatever jurisdiction you're in, you would be associated to that local enterprise office. Obviously, since March, we have moved everything exclusively online, and I'm going to talk a little bit about the numbers that we've done throughout the presentation. So I'm going to drop in some figures. You can go to our website, localenterprise.ie/Dublin City. Presentations that what I'm going to talk about in this presentation is the same across each one of the 31 Leos. Okay, so I don't want you thinking, oh well, Leo Dublin City doesn't do this, or another local enterprise office doesn't do that. We have a universal approach. Everybody does the same things, and the same resources are available to everyone. So this is a kind of a Dublin focus, but available throughout from Mayo all the way over to the East Coast. All right. So who do we work with? Okay. So companies and clients that we would deal with are less than 10 full-time employees, a turnover of less than 2 million, and based in our jurisdiction. We're considered the first stop shop. The first stop shop is if you have an idea, if you're thinking about something, if you want to have an idea, if you have an idea and it's successful and you want to see it grow, you should really be engaging with us. And we will channel you through all of our partner agencies, from Enterprise Ireland to Microfinance Ireland to the IDA. We're seen as the gateway to accessing all of these other support agencies that are out there. And realistically, I would always consider ourselves as knocking a few of the rough edges off you to help you scale and grow your business going forward. So our role, okay, it's very much orientated with economic development and enterprise development, okay? So it's very much focused on helping and assisting micro and small enterprises to grow and to thrive and to expand. Okay, so we do this in a number of ways that I'm going to talk about later on. But if I was to summarize the objective of the office, it's in these 4 points in terms of promoting enterprise and business culture. As I've mentioned, helping the job potential or increasing job potential of small and medium-sized enterprises, and to drive innovation across those businesses so that they can export, and to proactively, and that's the piece I mentioned about challenging us, proactively respond to the needs of clients and businesses that are out there. Okay, I've 2 slides. This one and the next one are really going to talk about, give examples and illustrate examples of clients that we supported in the past. And the rationale for this is there can be a perception out there that I don't know if the local enterprise office is for me, or I've went there before and I'm not necessarily sure that the response that I got suited what my requirements were. And I have, in these 2 slides, I've included a broad spectrum of clients that we would support and have grant aided and have provided training and management development courses for. And the rationale for this is that, yes, you too should be availing of these. Okay, so just look category wise, we've everything from clothing manufacturers, medical devices, a brewery, cosmetics, food company, social media listening companies. So that's a broad idea of some of the companies that we funded in the past. And some of these companies in the next slide are actually previous attendees of training programs run by Hothouse, and some of them indeed were anchor clients of Hothouse currently and in the past. We have everything from virtual reality, skincare products, a building information management system tool there, a key for drink. So there's a broad spectrum of clients that we would fund. And just throughout this presentation as well, I'm going to discuss some numbers and some facts and figures in terms of training and people that have participated in training courses and availed the funding with us. And the rationale for that is I'm trying to break down that barrier that you may have, that you feel that the local enterprise office isn't necessarily for you. Okay, so the fun piece and why we're here today is really to talk about how we support companies. And I always consider this as twofold. We do it in soft supports and in financial supports. So the soft supports are the training, the development, the investing in you as an entrepreneur or you as a development team in setting up a startup. And then the financial stuff is obviously the hard supports, which is the funding and helping you grow that business and achieve job growth. Okay, so here's an example of the grants that we have available. I have only on the funding piece, and the rationale for that is that I want you to ask specific questions on the different funding schemes that are available. So the first three here on the left hand side, feasibility study. What is that? Well, it's exactly what it says on the tin in terms of the title. It's assessing if your business proposal or idea is feasible. It's match funding. It's match funding up to €15,000. So you spend 30, you get 15 back from us. You spend 20, you get 10 back from us. And what will that cover? It'll cover prototype development. It will cover market analysis, market research. It will cover consultancy costs. It's basically, if I was to frame it in a sentence, it's achieving a body of work that you do not have the skill set to do, but you need to see if your business idea is viable or feasible. The next one is a priming grant. It's a job support grant. It's a contribution of up to €15,000 for a salary, which could be your own, or it could be a second or third employee to help that business grow. Is there any refundability on that? Absolutely not. So it's a case of we give you two tranches of money. So for example, if you're approved €15,000, you get 7.5 and 7.5 from us to help you increase the headcount or the full-time employees within your business. Business expansion grant, very similar idea. It's really about achieving job growth for your business. Same story, it's up to €15,000. Example is a company that has 5 employees and possibly they're wanting to grow to 7 or 8. And we would come in there and with the owner of the business, we would create a package of funding to help them achieve this and us to share the burden of increasing the headcount for that business. So feasibility study, priming grant and business expansion grant. In terms of the fourth one here, it's a Trading Online Voucher or a TOV because we're very fond of our acronyms. So that's a contribution towards a website or development of a website for you. Okay, so the way it works is you would be approved funding from us. We would send you on a training course. You would receive an application form. You would then go off and get quotations for €2,500. That can cover anything from logo design, Shopify account, website overhaul, SEO, etc., etc. You could spend €2,500, and at the end of it, we would give you 90% of that back. So you're getting a $2.5 grand website for a total spend of $250 from you when all is said and done. Training courses for that are available every 2 weeks. And again, if you look on our website, you will see the outline of the next number of weeks before Christmas for training courses that we do have. The fifth item on the agenda there, again, not as prevalent at this moment in time, but will be when things open back up, is a technical assistant for micro exporters. That's if you are attending an international trade show or you are going to visit clients going forward that are based internationally. We will support you with that. So we'll cover flights, accommodation, if it's a trade show, exhibitor fees, a whole host of things to help you transition to an international or an exporting market. Innovation vouchers, again, we'd work quite closely with the Institutes of Technology in terms of supporting our clients to avail of innovation vouchers. So it's a €5,000 study voucher that you would go to the 3rd level and achieve or commission a body of work through a 3rd level. And that's something that we would work quite closely with most of the Institutes of Technology and universities throughout Ireland. Second last one here is an Agile Innovation Fund, and something that is quite busy at this moment in time. So that's up to €200,000 funding for your business to engage in a new market or to develop a new initiative that you feel is going to benefit you going forward. So that's for our traditionally our bigger clients. Okay, that's a scheme where we will sit down with you as a commercial assessor, and we will help you put together financials, and we will appoint a technical assessor to come along and work with you on the Agile application, and collectively the promoter, ourselves as the commercial assessor, and a technical assessor will present to a committee for achieving funding of up to €200,000 for your business. Last one here is Grad Start. This is a scheme that's advertised generally twice a year. So it's the appointment of a third level or recently qualified graduate to come and work in your business exclusively for your business. So for example, and I'm just taking examples of people that we funded in the past, the company could hire a recently qualified marketing graduate to help them achieve sales. A company could hire a recently qualified mechanical engineer to help them enhance their mechanical production process, and we would support the hiring of that person. As I've mentioned, and I just want to talk about the eligibility criteria again, you will see this as a reoccurring theme. It's 1 to 10 employees based in the Dublin City Council area. You're exclusively a Leo client, so you're not an Enterprise Ireland client, and you must be doing one of the following: manufacturing, internationally traded service, or have the potential for overseas customers, i.e. export. Now, you don't currently have to be there, but we will assist you to get to that point. That's our funding schemes that are available. I'm sure there's going to be a number of questions on that at the end. And again, if you do not want to discuss them on this presentation, feel free to contact me afterwards. My contact details will be available at the end. Now, our return on investment in terms of what we invest in training courses on clients is this is our highest performing category, okay? Since March, since the 18th of March, we've moved everything exclusively online. We have had 1,700 people have participated on training programs via Zoom, via Skype, or via Microsoft Teams with us since March. 1,700 people. So that's 1,700 different promoters and members involved on decision making of startups have participated on a whole host of training programs that we've had. So anything from a start your own business course to marketing to social media to Instagram for business, or even the salient points at this moment in time from financial forecasting and cash flow management, taxation and finance. So they're all available. You will pay a max of €40 to attend a training course with us. They're all heavily subsidized by us, and something that I'm encouraging a lot of you to do. Now that we're working in a remote and digital world, we've met that challenge, but also there's an opportunity there for you to focus on something that you feel or perceive that you have a weakness on, or indeed your team has a weakness on, and help you remove that or lower that as a disadvantage for you going forward and growing your business. So that's something that I've been really encouraging you to do, is to look at our training courses that we have available. We've recently just conducted a survey of 3,000 participants of training courses. So that's over the last years. And with their influence, we have shaped our training schedule for Q1 and Q2 of next year. So that's based on what people like yourselves have asked us to provide training courses on. We have put together for the first 6 months of next year a schedule based on that information. So it's something I'd be encouraging you to do. And again, I'll push the point that it is heavily subsidized by ourselves. Okay, management development programs. And these are for companies that I would always consider are in that stage that they're either experiencing a heavy level of growth, or they know they're going to experience it very soon, and in the foundations to ensure that the growth that they achieve, that they capture it efficiently and effectively. Okay, so we have 5 different training programs available. So from the High Start program, which is really about companies that are getting ready to secure investment. Again, this is done with our colleagues in the Dublin Business Innovation Centre, so DBIC. So we'd work quite closely with them. Breakthrough Innovation Program, again done with DBIC. So we'd outsource the work to them, and it's really about challenging innovation and getting your business effectively managing innovation or an innovation input over a 4-month period. Okay, 2 other programs that we have there. Lean for Micro, we're all familiar with lean principles, heavily subsidized course by ourselves, really focusing on driving efficiencies for a business, and something that I've been encouraging a lot of them to do. Play-Doh Business Network, so effectively we have C-level executives from large multinational tech businesses, so the likes of IBM, Microsoft, and they would come in and mentor small and medium-sized enterprises. So the idea there is that you're getting that high level of thinking and decision-making that these management members of large organizations have, and they're helping you to navigate troubled waters. And they're possibly sharing with you the difficulties that they're experiencing that will trickle down to you in the coming months and ahead. So it's a highly effective program. The final one there, Accelerate program, which is really about business managers, where we used to take them away for a number of weekends with their cohort, so that'd be similar size business owner and managers. Obviously this is done online, but the objective is we're trying to help them achieve sustainable growth, and not limit that growth, and just really focus on them. So they're 5 management development programs. I looked this morning, the most expensive one on that is €100. So if you think about any training course that you wanted to do, whether it be with a third level institute or whether it be with an alternative training provider, you're talking multiples of that. So again, these are heavily subsidized by ourselves. Our success record in these is very strong, and I'd be encouraging a lot of you to engage on these training courses, and they're available on a quarterly basis. So those 5 programs would happen 4 times a year. I've mentioned mentoring. For me, this takes place online as well, and it's taken place since the middle of March. We have had 600 different people have availed of mentoring exclusively online since March with us. We do this in 2 packages, so there's a 3-hour package or a 6-hour package that you can avail of from us. We have 52 different mentors on our package. It's 52 different skill sets, work experiences, life experiences, and success and failure stories. And the idea is that they'll come around and work with you. They'll share their knowledge, and collectively you will navigate the challenges that you have together. As I've mentioned, we have 2 packages, a 3 and a 6-hour. It's €50 for the 3-hour, and it's €100 for the 6-hour. If you were to hire a consultant for 3 hours or 6 hours, it would be many multiples of that. And that's something that I'd be encouraging a lot of you to do. All of that is done exclusively online and will continue to be done up to March of next year online, when we will review it again. As I mentioned, we have had over 600 people have attended these or participated on these mentoring sessions since March, and I would be encouraging you to do something similar. A couple of categories there that we've mentioned. It's not exclusive to these, but look, from business advice and strategy, there's financing. So there's people with accountancy backgrounds, there's people that have worked in banks in terms of business lending sections, and we've people with experience in marketing and sales, and obviously we've social and digital marketing consultants working for us as well. So I'd be encouraging you to look at that. Valuable section that we have, and I think it's more prevalent when we consider that we're all going to a remote environment. So we have a number of networks that we would fund, a number of networks that we would support. So everything from local enterprise weeks, which is a collective of people that would attend, to national enterprise award events, the Dublin Food Chain, which is Europe's largest food startup network. It will have close to 1,000 members. So they're from companies from very early stage in terms of food businesses that are pre-trading or possibly have a food truck, to ones that are highly successful. Top left, we have the Enterprise Europe Network. So this is a Europe-wide, pan-Europe network, where you can put a call or log a call for, you might need somebody to resell your product in Germany. And our partners in Germany would find you a suitable client and match you together with that. And I think that's something that's really experienced rapid growth, particularly when we frame it in a Brexit context over the last 4 years. So that's something I'm encouraging a lot of you to look at. Our Women in Business Network, we have a network manager, Pauline Logan, that manages that. It's a very active group. There would be weekly events take place in the Women in Business Network. Again, I must stress, exclusively online. And they would feed all into National Women's Enterprise Day, which had over 4,000 participants last month in National Enterprise Women's Day. So that's, again, all done remotely, and some great success stories there. So look, always keep an eye on our our social media channels for our networking and event sessions. They're all heavily subsidized. In fact, the majority of them are actually free, but I would be encouraging you to look at those. Okay, I mentioned it in my last slide and my last piece. Brexit is there. We're less than 50 days away from Brexit happening. I would be encouraging you to look at prepareforbrexit.com. It's a free resource. It will do everything from assessing your exposure to Brexit, whether that be from supply chains or whether that be distribution networks that you may have through a Brexit scorecard. There's an insight section on the website, so prepareforbrexit.com, which provides data, sectorial data, on the challenges that are going to be there, or the perceived challenges that are going to be there when the UK leaves the Euro or leaves the EU at the end of this year. So that's something that I'm encouraging a lot of you to do. Again, free resource. There is grants that are available if you are highly exposed. There is training courses that are available, so customs and there is customs training courses that are available. They're provided once a month. Again, heavily subsidized or indeed free. And I would be encouraging a lot of you that are attending today to look at that website, prepareforbrexit.com. And our objective is we're trying to lower your exposure levels to the impact of Brexit. So I opened up, what is the local enterprise office about? These figures were taken in February of this year. So we're 5 years in business. This is a collective across the 31 in terms of the numbers of businesses that we supported, whether it be training courses or whether it be mentoring. I believe that we're highly effective in what we do. There's an awful amount of like memory there in terms of learning, whether it be in the office or whether it be the teams that are in the office. The local enterprise offices took over or superseded the city and county enterprise boards, which were around for a 20-year period before that. So there's a lot of knowledge there. I would be encouraged to engage with us. I believe that we have an awful lot of success. Whether you look at, for example, we've had up to February of this year, we've had 17,500 people have participated in SYOB courses. So that's a start your own business course. They're the people that you're reading about in the papers on a Sunday or the business sections of papers that have been highly successful, that participated in those training courses, whether it be 15, 16, 17, and have scaled right the way through with the support of Leo, whether that be training courses or whether that be financial packages that we have available. I always believe that you're best to engage with us through our first stop shop remit. I would always stress that we take no equity. I would always stress that we're there to support you as best as we can. And I would always encourage people to pick up the phone or to drop an email to your local enterprise office and to challenge us in providing you with a package of supports that can help you. So look, with that, my contact details are here. I have phone number and email address. Please feel free, if today is not the format for you, if you think you need to go away and think about supports that are out there and how you can frame them in helping you grow your business, my contact details are there. And yeah, that's really it. And that's me. I'd like to thank Danielle for giving me the opportunity to attend today. We always work quite closely with the folks in Hothouse, and I will continue to do that going forward.